In this video, I'm going to discuss one of the AdMaths worksheet, and in this worksheet, I'm going to discuss the problems that are related to these four topics. Number one is quadratics, then we have remainder factor theorem, and then we have cubic equations, and then we have binomial theorem as well. So let's just start this topic, start this worksheet now. Starting from question number one, it says we have the quadratic expression over here, x square minus 8x minus 9, and they're asking you to convert this quadratic equation into a completing square form. This x plus a whole bracket square plus b is basically the completing square form. So let's just start the part one. It says we have the equation x square plus 8x minus 9 here. So in order to convert this expression into a completing square form, the very first rule that we need to check that if there is a coefficient of x square which is equal to 1, the coefficient of x square should be equal to 1, and yes, it is equal to 1 here right now. Now what we are going to do, we are going to do the rough working here, and we are going to find out the last term. What is the last term? How do we find out the last term? The coefficient of x over here, which is 8, without sign, just 8 over here, just divided coefficient of x with 2, you will get 4 over here. Okay. Now what you are going to do, you are going to add and subtract the square of the last term. Like you are going to add the square of 4 square, 4. You are going to subtract the square of 4. So basically you are going to square the last term and add and subtract it. Then minus 9 remains same, and then x square minus plus 8x remains same. Now this first three terms, the first three terms over here, they are going to become a square plus 2ab plus b square. You can just compare this equation, the first three term, with the identity a square plus 2ab plus b square. And then you can convert it into x plus 4 whole square, which means a plus b whole square. Now this minus 9 remains same. This 4 square is 16 minus 9. So it becomes x plus 4 square minus 16 minus 9 is minus 25. Now you can see that I have converted my expression into x plus a whole square plus b form. Now in question number 2, in part 2, they are telling you, they are asking you, use your answer to part 1 to find the greatest value of 9 minus 8x minus x square, and the value of x at which this occurs. Now if you can observe this, that this equation over here is somewhat the same equation which is in part 1. That's why they are saying use your answer to part 1 over here. Now, what is the connection between part 1 and part 2? The connection is that if you write this part 2 over here, let's just write the question number 2 over here, you'll get 9 minus 8x minus x square. This is the equation in part 2. Now if you just observe this, the only difference between part 1 and part 2 equation is the sign problem. If you just take out the minus sign common from this equation, it will become plus 9 become minus 9, minus 8x become plus 8x, minus x square become plus 8x square. Now if you just arrange this equation, the x square in the first term, the 8x in the second term, and the constant term in the last term, you can see that expression in the bracket is the same one which we have in part 1. Now that you have converted this expression in the part 1 into a completing square form, so you can also convert this expression into a completing square form. Sir, why you are doing this? I'll let you know this. Just convert this for now into a completing square form. So minus multiplied by the bracket, it becomes minus x plus 4 ka whole square, minus multiplied by minus 25, it becomes plus 25. Okay. Now if we can see that we have a completing square form which is a into x minus h whole bracket square plus k form. This is the standard completing square form. And if you compare this equation with the equation that we have over here, which is minus x plus 4 whole bracket square plus 25. You can compare the equations over here. We'll get the value of, after comparison, we'll get the value of a, which is minus 1. The coefficient over here is a, the coefficient over here is minus. So minus means minus 1. The value of h over here, if we just compare this, is minus h is going to be equals to 4. If you compare with the sign, the value of h is going to be minus 4. The value of k is going to be plus 25. So basically, you have got the values of three numbers, which is a, h, and k. Now this a value, you know this, if the a value is less than 0, which is negative, so you're going to have a quadratic graph as concave down. So this expression, this quadratic expression is going to be a concave down quadratic graph, which we also call sad face. And in concave down graph, you're going to have a turning point as the maximum point. This is called the maximum point or the turning point. This turning point is called maximum point. Now, what is the value of this turning point? What is the value of this turning point? The value of this turning point is going to be h comma k, the value of h and the value of k. So what do we have the value of h and k? The value of h over here is minus 4 and the k value is going to be 25, which we have already found out in the previous step. So you can say the y value is called as a maximum value. The maximum value which they are saying, find the greatest value. The maximum value is 25 and the value of x at which it occurs is called corresponding value of x. It's minus 4 here. So this is going to be the answer of part 2. The maximum value is 25 and the corresponding value of x is minus 4. Now in part 3, they are asking you to sketch the graph of y equals to 9 minus 8x minus x square. So you have seen that in part 2, this is the same equation of the part 2. So it means the graph of this is going to be a concave down graph. Indicating the coordinates of any point of intersection with the axis, with the coordinate axis. So they want you to sketch this graph, and we know this, since coefficient of x square is negative, it is going to be a concave down graph, and we also know from the previous part as well that it is going to be a concave down graph. So it is going to be a concave down graph. But before sketching it, let's just find out few points, and in what points they are interested over here. They are interested on the point indicating the coordinates of any point of intersection with the coordinate axis. They are interested on the point which are on the axis, on the y-axis, on the x-axis as well. So let's just find out those points. We have the equation 9 minus 8x minus x square. I've just written the equation 9 minus 8x minus x square. If you want to find out the point on the x-axis, so this is called x-intercept. You're going to put y equal to 0. So I put the y equal to 0 here. Now you have the option, you have this option that you can do the middle term factorization here. But since from the previous part, we got this equation into this form. हमने इसको completing square form में convert कर चुके थे. So we can write this equation minus x plus 4 का whole square plus 25 as well. We have already converted this into a whole completing square form. Now what I'm doing here, I just converted this, move this bracket on the left hand side, become x plus 4 whole square is equal to 25. And after taking square root on both sides, I got the value of x plus 4 on the left hand side, which is equal to plus minus 5 over here. Now I have the question x plus 4 equal to 5 and x plus 4 equal to minus 5. So I got the value of x, 5 minus 4, 1. I got the value of x, which is minus 5 plus 4 minus 4 is going to be minus 9. So you got the x coordinate, you got the basically coordinates on the x-axis, which is 1, 0 and minus 9, 0 here. Secondly, if you want to find out the points on the y-axis, so that's very easy. Just put the x value 0 here. So you got the equation 9 minus 8x minus x square. Just put the value of x as 0. Y value is going to be 9 now. 8 multiplied by 0 is 0, minus 0 square is 0. So you got 0, 9 here. So you got 3 points, one on the y-axis, 2 on the x-axis, minus 9, 0 and 0, 9, 1, 0. And you also know the turning point as well over here, minus 4, 25. So considering all the points, we have to sketch this graph. And we are more focused on the points on the x-axis and the y-axis. So 1, 0, minus 9, 0, 1, 0, minus 9, 0, and 0, 9. And we have the turning point. If we get a chance to plot the point minus 4, 5, minus 4, 25, then we are going to plot it. Otherwise, it is not necessary. They are indicating the coordinates of any points on the intersection with the coordinate axis. They are interested on the point of intersection on the x-axis and y-axis. So you know there's the minimum value on the x-axis is minus 9. X minimum value is minus 9. So we are plotting this graph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 and 9. थोड़ा सा और करीब कर लेते हैं, बल्कि 9 है ना. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's just plot this point. 1, 0 is over here. Okay, just label it. This is 1. And minus 9, 0 is over here. This is minus 9. And 0, 9 is going to be over here. So we need to plot this point. And since it is not possible for me right now here to plot the turning point because the y value is too large over here, 25. So we are also not interested in that part as well. So what we are going to do, we are going to plot the graph, but we have to focus this point so that we can have a good graph, good sketch over here. So we're going to plot a point like this. Let's just make it some sort like this. Let's just since it is a worksheet, that's where the space I'm using from the question as well. I'm using this part as well from the question. Otherwise, we would have given the proper space to sketch this graph. So this is the graph of part 3 over here. A concave down graph intersecting the line on the x-axis and y-axis, and label out this one as well, 0, 9. This is also going to be a good graph. Right? Now, moving on to the second equation, it says given that x square plus 2kx plus 4k minus 3 has no real roots. We have to, it is given that question. So this equation has no real roots. When they say no real roots, we need to remind of the topic nature of the roots. When it's no real roots, it means the hint is discriminant is less than 0. They're asking you, if they have given you the hint over here, they're asking to show this equation, show that K satisfies this equation. So it means we have to find out this equation with the help of the given condition. So since we have in part 1 we have x square plus 2kx plus 4k minus 3 equal to 0. So what is the coefficient of x square? Coefficient of x square is 1. So a value is 1. Coefficient of x along with sign is the value of b, and the constant term along with sign is the value of c. C is 4k minus 3. Why I find out this value of a, b and c? Because we know this discriminant is less than 0. Since we have no real roots, it means discriminant, which is b square minus 4ac, would be less than 0. So I'm going to put this b square, which is 2k square minus 4a, a value is 1, c value is 4k minus 3, less than 0. It is going to be 4k square, 4 in the 4 multiplied by 16, 4 1 the 4, minus 4 multiplied by 1 is minus 4, minus 4 multiplied by 4k is minus 16k, minus 4 multiplied by minus 3k, minus 3 is going to be plus 12 here. Now if you take 4 is common over here, you get k square minus 4k plus 3 less than 0. You got k square, 4 is going to be divided on the right hand side. So it becomes k square minus 4k plus 3 is less than 0. This is what we have shown. Now they are asking solve the inequality like this. You have to solve this inequality. Now this inequality is basically in terms of k over here. This is the same inequality which we have proved in the previous part A. So we have this inequality k square minus 4k plus 3 equal to is less than 0. And for a time being, we are going to put it equals to 0 to find out the value of k. We are going to break the middle term. K is common in the first two times. We got k minus 3, minus 1 common in the last two term. We got k minus 3. We got k minus 3. K minus 1 is equal to 0. We got k value as 3 and 1 here. So if we draw the graph of this quadratic equation in terms of k, concave up graph, this is the x-axis. So it is going to be the k value over here is going to be 1, 3, and this is going to be 1 here. So since this inequality is less than 0, so which portion is less than 0? This portion is less than 0. At what k values? K values less than 3 and greater than 1. K is less than 3 and greater than 1. So you can have this answer for the part 2, or you can also write the answer like this: k is less than 3 and greater than 1. This can also be your answer. Moving on to the next question, it says find the value of k for which the equation x square minus 2 into 2k plus 1 x minus k plus 2 equal to 0 has two equal roots. When say two equal roots, again this is the nature of the roots. So two equal roots are when discriminant is equal to 0. This is the hint over here. Discriminant is less than 0, equal to 0. So for this hint, we are going to use this hint and find out the value of k here. So we have this equation x square minus 2 times 2k plus 1 into x. So what is the value? Let's just find out the value directly. The value of a value is 1, coefficient of x square. B value is minus 2 times 2k plus 1, and the c value is minus k plus 2 along with sign. The value of b is going to be this. The value, okay, this one is a plus sign. This one is going to be plus sign. So this is the value of c. This whole k plus 2 along with sign is going to be the value of c, and coefficient of x square is 1, so value of a is 1 over here. So what we are going to do, since we know this discriminant is greater than equal to 0 for equal roots, we put discriminant equal to 0, which means b square minus 4c is going to be equal to 0. So b means minus 2 into 2k plus 1 whole square, a value is 1, c value is k plus 2 is equal to 0. Minus 2 square is 4. We know the indices rule. We have minus 2 square as well, and we have 2k plus 1 whole square as well. Minus 4 into 1, 4. K plus 2 is equal to 0. I'm taking 4 as a common over here from these two terms, just 4 common. I'm going to have 2k plus 1 whole square in the bracket, and minus k plus 2 over here in the bracket equal to 0. 4 is going to be divided on the right hand side to become 0. We are going to open up the bracket. A square, this bracket is going to be open with the help of formula a square plus 2ab plus b square minus multiply by this bracket, it will become minus k minus 2. 0 I said divided by 4 over here, it becomes 0. I'm going to have 2k square as 4k square to do the 4k plus 1 minus k minus 2 is equal to 0. I'm going to have 4k square plus 4k minus k. 4k minus k is going to be 3k. We have like terms. 1 minus 2 is minus 1 here. You need to find out the value of k. I'm going to break the middle term. I can have 4k minus k. I've broken the middle term in 4k minus k minus 1 equal to 0. I took 4k common in the first two terms. I got k plus 1. I got minus 1 common in the last two term. I got k plus 1 in the bracket. I got k plus 1 and 4k minus 1, two brackets over here. Either k plus 1 is equal to 0, k value is minus 1, or 4k minus 1 is equal to 0 and the value of k is 1 by 4 here. So these are the two values which we have got from this equation. Now in question number 4 it says, again we have the quadratic equation here. It says show that for x to be real, p square minus 3b minus 9 is greater than 0. We have to show this equation. P square minus 3b minus 9 is greater than equals to 0. Is it okay? Now they are saying x is real. X is basically also called, the value of x is also called the roots. So they are basically telling you roots are real. So when roots are real, we are going to recall the topic, that is nature of the roots, from the quadratic chapter. And we know this, when roots are real, discriminant is greater than 0 as well, and discriminant is equal to 0 as well. For discriminant greater than 0, roots are real. For discriminant equal to 0, roots are real. So if we combine this, we're going to write it like this: discriminant is greater than equal to 0 for roots real. For real roots, discriminant is greater than equal to 0. This is the hint given in the question to find out, to show this equation. Now let's just come back to the quadratic equation. We have 3x square plus p into 1 minus 2x. We are going to shift minus 3 on the left hand side, become plus 3 is equal to 0. 3x square, p into 1 p into x, 2px plus 3 is equal to 0. Then I have 3x square minus 2px plus 3 plus p plus 3 is equal to 0 here. So I've arranged the terms. मैंने पहले multiplication कराई, p into 1, p into minus 2x is minus 2px plus 3 over here. And then I arrange the terms like x square, first term is x square, the second term should be in terms of x, and the last term is all the terms that are constant on the last of this equation. So we know this discriminant is greater than equal to 0. So we need to find out, we focus on the discriminant. Discriminant is basically equal to b square minus 4ac. So we need to find out the value of a, which is 3, the coefficient of x square. The value of b is minus 2b, and the value of c is going to be the constant term p plus 3 over here. The coefficient of x, the coefficient of x square, the coefficient of x square, the coefficient of x, and the constant term, a, b, c values. Now we are going to put discriminant greater than equal to 0, which means b square minus 4ac should be greater than equal to 0. So what is the b square? Minus 2b whole square. What is the value of a? A value is 3. What is the value of c? Is p plus 3 is greater than equal to 0 here. Minus 2p square is 4p square. Minus 2 square is positive. 2 square is 4. P square is p square here. Minus 4 into 3, 12. Let's just do this multiplication step by step. Again, I'm repeating it. Minus square is plus. 2 square is 4. P square is p square. Now minus 12 multiplied by p is 12p, minus 12p, minus 12 multiplied by plus 3 is going to be minus 36 is greater than 0, greater than equal to 0. I'm going to take 4 common, so get p square minus 3p minus 12 minus 9 is greater than or equal to 0. I'm going to shift 4 on the right hand side. 0 divided by 4, I get p square minus 3p minus 9 is greater than or equals to 0 here. Now you can check if we are getting the same equation. Yes, this is what we have to prove. Now in part 2 it says, hence find a set of values of p. You need to find out the value of p here, for which x is real, expressing your answer in the exact form. So x is real, we need to find out the set of values of p. So by considering for x is real, we got the equation in terms of p here from part 1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to focus on part 1 equation. I'm going to solve it. P square minus 3p minus 9 is greater than or equal to 0. Let's just put it equals to 0 for a time being to find out the value of p for now. Now I can use the middle term breaking. I can use the quadratic formula to find out the value of p here. Since we cannot do the middle term breaking over here, what we are going to do, we're going to use the quadratic formula. P is equals to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Since we are finding out the value of p, so we are going to write out p over here in the quadratic formula. The value of b over here is the coefficient of p here. Let's just write this in. This is the value of p, b over here, which is minus 3. So I'm writing minus 3 here. So what is the value of a? The coefficient of p square, which is 1 here. What is the value of c? The constant term, minus 9 here, upon 2a. A value is again 1. So I'm just repeating it before moving on further. We know the value of a, which is the coefficient of x square, 1. Coefficient of p square, which is 1. The b value is minus 3. The c value constant term is minus 9. This is what we have done. Now since I got the value, I've just put all these values here now. Let's just simplify it further. P is equal to minus minus plus. Minus 3 square is 9. 9 over here it is minus 9. So minus 4 multiplied by 1 multiplied by minus 9. It is going to be 36 upon 2. 3 plus minus, it is going to be under root 40 upon 2. Without using calculator, I'm writing 40 as 4 into 10. That's right. We can, since these numbers are multiplying to each other, 4 multiplied by 10, we can take the 4 square root. It becomes 2 here. So you got 3 plus minus 2 root 10 upon 2. This is the exact answer that they are expecting. They want the answer in the exact form, not in decimal form. See, expressing your answer in the exact form. But this is an equality. This is the inequality over here. We for now have done equal to 0 and got the value of p here. So how we are going to find out the value of p when the equation is greater than 0? So since the p square is quadratic, we're going to have the quadratic graph here. We have two values of p, 3 plus 2 root 10 upon 2. So this one is 3 plus 2 root 10 upon 2, and this one is 3 minus 2 root 10 upon 2. So we need to check out at what values it is greater than 0, greater than or equals to 0. So this portion over here is greater than or equal to 0. This portion over here is greater than or equal to 0. On what values? On what values? When p is greater than this value and p is less than this value. So we're going to write when p is greater than 3 plus 2 root 10 upon 2 and p is less than 3 minus 2 root 10 upon 2. Secondly, we need to focus since it is greater than equal to 0. So we are interested on this point as well. So we are going to write p is greater than equals to and p is less than equals to this. We can also write the answer. We can also write the answer like this. In a combined form. This was p is 3 minus 2 root 10 and p is greater than 3 plus 2 root 10. This is going to be your answer, or you can say this is also your answer for this question. All right. So let's move on to the question number 5. All right. This is again quadratic inequality question. First thing first, we need to simplify it further. It will become x multiplied by x, x square. X multiplied by 2 is 2x. Minus 4 multiplied by x is minus 4x. Minus 4 multiplied by 2 is minus 8. Greater than 7. So x square, 2x minus 4x is minus 2x. Minus 8 remains same. Minus 7 on the left hand side greater than 0. So I got x square minus 2x minus 8 minus 7. Minus 8 minus 7 is minus 15. So for the time being, I'm going to put this value equal to 0 and get the value of x. How I'm going to get the value of x? I can use a quadratic formula as well. I can use a middle term breaking. It will become minus 5x. Sorry, it is going to be how I'm going to do this. We need to find out the value of x by using it was 2x. So I'm going to make the middle term minus 5x plus 2x here. All right, plus 3x here, minus 5x plus 3x. So this is the middle term breaking here. I break the minus 2x into minus 5x plus 3x. Now I got x common the first two times. I got 3 common the first next two terms. I got the value of x minus 5 equal to 0, x plus 3 equal to 0. I got the value of x 5. I got the value of x is equal to minus 3 here. Once I got the value of x, but this is not your answer. Your equation is over here after simplification. This is the equation. And this is greater than 0. So when it is greater than 0, it means the graph over here, this is the value of, this is the x-axis and this is the quadratic graph which represent this equation. The value of x-intercept is 5 and minus 3. It says it is greater than 0, at which, where it is greater than 0, this portion is greater than 0. At what x values? When x is greater than 5, x is greater than bigger value, and x is less than smaller value. So you can say x is greater than 5 and x is less than minus 3. So this is going to be your answer for this question. You can also write an answer in the combined form: x is less than 3, x is greater than 5. You can also write the answer like this. Now moving on to the question number 6, it says the expression 2x cube plus ax plus bx plus 12 has a factor x minus 4. When say has a factor x minus 4, it means when you divide this expression by x minus 4, the remainder is 0. We got the hint over here. The remainder is going to be 0 here. And leaves the remainder of minus 12 when divided by x minus 1. See, when divided by x minus 1, the remainder is minus 12. So this is the second hint over here. They are saying find the value of each of the constant a and b. So this question is from remainder factor theorem. What we are going to do, we have this equation 2x cubed plus ax square plus bx plus 12. Since x minus 2 is a factor, x minus 4 is a factor, we are going to put it equal to 0. And remainder factor theorem, we're going to find out the value of x equal to 4 and put it in the equation. The very first time when we put this x value in the expression, we are going to write this equation equals to the remainder. Because when you put the x value, since this is the factor, x minus 4, you find out the value of x over here, and when you put it in the equation, this value is going to be equate with the remainder. The output is called the remainder. This is what the remainder factor theorem says. This is how the remainder factor theorem works out. When you put the value of x here, the output is going to be the remainder. And 4 cube is 64. You multiply it by 2, you got 128. 4 square is 16, it will become 16a, 4b plus 12 over here. This is the remainder. And when you divide by x minus 4, they are saying it is a factor. So since it is a factor, the remainder is going to be 0. So I'm equating this remainder with 0. I'm going to solve it. I'm going to simplify this expression. Let's just simplify it further. 16a plus 4b, 128 plus 12. So 128 plus 12 is going to be equals to 140. I took the common here, 4 common here, become 4a plus b. 140 divided by 4 is basically 35. So I got the 0 divided by 4, we got 4a plus b plus 35 equal to 0 by 4, which is 0. Now to find out the value, I'm just making out b as a subject here. Since we need to find out the two constant values, the two constant over here are a and b. So we need to have two equations. The first equation is this one. Now that we got the first equation, what about the second equation? Second equation is going to be found out with the help of other. They are saying when divided by x minus 1, the remainder is minus 12. So we're going to write x minus 1 equal to 0, get the value of x equal to 1. Once you got the x value 1, I'm going to put it in the equation here. The moment I put this equation, the value of x equal to 1 in this equation, it will give me the remainder. Output is going to be the remainder. One cube is what? 2. 1 cube is 1. 2 ones are 2. 1 square is 1. A into 1 a. B into 1 is b. And that is 12. So a plus b plus 14. 2 plus 12 is 14. The remainder over here is going to be then what they have said is minus 12 now. So I'm not putting up 0 over here and putting up minus 12 here. Let's just simplify it further. I just transfer this 12 on the right hand side. 4 plus 14 plus 12. 14 plus 12 is going to give you 26 here. We got the second equation. Now in this equation, I'm going to put the value of b, which we have found out in the previous equation. Minus 4a minus 35. See, this is the equation here. This is the value of b. What I'm doing here, a plus b plus 26 is equal to 0. So plus minus minus, minus 35 minus 4a minus 35, minus a minus 4a is minus 3a, minus 35 plus 26 is going to be minus 9. If you just transfer this value on the right hand side, minus 3 on the right hand side plus 3a, cancel it out, you'll get the value of a is equal to minus 3. Once you got the value of a, put it in the equation which we have just found out in the previous. This is b is equals to minus 4a minus 35. Just put it over here, you'll get the value of b. It's going to be 12 minus 35 the value of b is going to be 12 minus 35. It is going to be minus 23. So this is the answer. A is minus 3 and B is minus 23 here. Moving on to the next question, it says do not use calculator in this question. Specifically, they are saying do not use the calculator in the question. So it says it is given that x plus 4 is a factor. X plus 4 is a factor of this expression. Now again, if x plus 4 is a factor, this is giving me a hint that remainder is equal to 0. When px is divided by x minus 1, the remainder is b. Okay, that's not 0, the remainder is b then. Okay, they're saying show that a is minus 23 and find the value of b equal to constant b. Find the value of b, constant b. So first thing first, this is the equation 2x cube plus 3x square plus ax minus 12. If x plus 4 is a factor, so I'm going to put x plus 4 equal to 0 here and get the value of x equal to minus 4 here and put it in the equation. The moment I put it in the equation, it will give me the output as the remainder. This output is called the remainder over here. So minus 4 cube. Minus 4 cube is 64 and multiply by 2, it will give me minus 128. Minus 4 cube is minus 64 and multiply by 2 is minus 128. Minus 4 square is plus 16. 16 into 3, you will get the answer 48. This is minus 4a plus a multiplied by minus 4. It will become minus 4a minus 12. Let's just simplify it further. Minus 128 plus 48. You don't have to use a calculator. You'll get the value as minus 4a minus 92. This is the remainder. Now we know that this x plus 4 was a factor. This was a factor. Since it is a factor, we are going to put remainder as 0 here. 92 on the right hand side, minus 4a. 4 1s are 4 and 4 2s are 8, 4 3s are. So you get the 23 is equal to minus a and get the value of a equals to minus 23. Minus 1, we're going to shift on the right hand side, left hand side. You have proved that a is equal to minus 23. Now you have to find out the value of b. So it says when divided by x minus 1. So if it is divided by x minus 1, how to find out the remainder? So with the help of remainder factor theorem, we are going to put x equal to 1 here. We're going to find out the value of x here first. And now I'm going to put this in this equation. Considering that we got the value of a, so we are going to put the value of a is minus 23 here. Now I'm going to put the value of x over here, which is 1 ka cube. So it becomes 1 square minus 23 into 1 minus 12. The moment I put this value 1, it will give me the remainder here. The output is going to be the remainder here. So what is the remainder? 1 cube is 1, 2 1s are 2, 1 square is 1, multiplied by 3, 23 into 1 minus 23 minus 12. So you got 2 plus 3, 5, 5 minus 23 plus 12, sorry, minus 12 is going to be equals to minus 30. You got the remainder minus 30 and they said that their remainder is b. We're going to equate both of these remainder, we get the value of b as minus 30. You got the remainder, again, we got the remainder minus 30 and they got the remainder b. So we equate this remainder minus 30 over here. So we got the answer of b, which is minus 30. In next question, they are saying factorize px completely and hence state all the solution of px equal to 0. They're asking you to factorize this expression, this over here, factorize this expression. So okay. So in order to factorize it, we know the first factor of this equation. So what was the first factor? See, they have already told us x plus 4 is a factor. So when x plus 4 is a factor, so we can write this equation as x plus 4 into another bracket, as you can see, divisor into quotient plus remainder. We can write any expression like this, divisor into quotient plus remainder. Since remainder is 0, that's why we can say that this one is going to be the factorized form, since remainder over here is 0. So what is left over? Divisor into quotient. So we know the divisor, which is x plus 4, and we know we want to know the quotient over here. Once we got the once we got the quotient over here, we get the other factor here. So since x plus 4 is one of the factor, so after division, the quotient is going to be the other factor. So how we are going to find out the quotient over here? We do the synthetic division here. We are going to copy down the coefficient of the expressions over here, which is 2, 3, minus 23 and minus 12. Since we know dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder, so this is the divisor. So from divisor we got the value of x, which is going to be minus 4. What we are going to do? We are going to just put this divisor is equal to 0. We get the value of x equal to minus 4 here. This is minus 4. Now what we are going to do? We are going to copy the same 2 over here. Let's just multiply minus 4 into 2, minus 8. Add these two values. I got minus 5. Minus 4 into minus 5 is minus 20 plus 20. We are going to add this value. Minus 23 plus 20 is going to be minus 3. Minus 4 into minus 3 plus 12. We're going to add this. The last portion is going to be the remainder, which is 0. Obviously, it is going to be 0 since we are dividing with the factor here. Just put x power 0, x power 1, x power 2. You got the quotient, which is 2x square minus 5x minus 3 into x power 0, which is minus 3. So this over here is the quotient. So we got the quotient here, 2x square minus 5x minus 3. So we have factorized this, and they are saying factorize it completely. Completely means that this is going to factorize further, which means the quadratic expression, the quadratic quotient over here is going to be factorized further. This x plus 4 remains same. It is going to be factorized further. 2 multiplied by minus 3 is minus 6. So minus 6x plus x. I've got the middle term breaking over here, minus 5x minus 6x plus x. I got 2 common. 2x common and got x minus 3. I got 1 common. I got x minus 3 here. I got the bracket x minus 3 and 2x plus 1. I got the equation in the factorized completely form. This is the factorization and the complete factorization in 3 linear brackets here. Now they are asking to find out the value of state all the solution when px equal to 0. So again, this is the factorized form of the px. So if I put px is equal to 0, it means x plus 4, x minus 3, 2x plus 1 equal to 0. When we have 3 brackets of 4 or 3 or how many brackets you can take, that if they are equal to 0 and they are multiplying to each other, so you can separate them. X plus 4 equal to 0, x minus 3 equal to 0, 2x plus 1 equal to 0. You got the x value minus 4. This is one of the solution. We got the x value 3. This is one of the solution. We got the value of x is equal to minus 1 by 2. This is one of the solution. This is the answer. Now in question number 8, the question number 8 belongs to simultaneous equations here. You got 2 simultaneous equations here. So first thing first, we are going to consider the easiest equation here, which is x plus y is equal to 4. And we are going to make the x or y subject here. You can put anything as a subject. Let's just make y is equals to 4 minus x here. I got y as the subject. Okay. So let's just name it equation number 1. This is equation number 2. You focus equation number 2. Now we got the y as the subject here. Let's just name it equation number 3 here. Now put y from 3 to, since we got this equation from equation number 2, I'm going to put it from into 1. So what is equation number 1? 2x square plus 3y square is equal to 7xy. See, we got this equation from equation number 2. So we're not going to put it in equation number 2. We are going to put it in equation number 1 here now. So I just copied the equation number 1. So I'm going to put this value of y here is y square. So it becomes 4 minus x square whole square. It is y over here. So it becomes just 4 minus x here. I'm going to write 2x square. I'm not going to multiply this 3 in the bracket. First we need to open up the expand the power. A square is become 16. 4 square is 16. Minus 2ab. 2 multiplied by 4 multiplied by x. It is going to be minus 8x. Then b square. It is become x square. Now 7x multiplied by 4. 7 4 is 28x. 7x multiplied by minus x square. It becomes minus 7x square. I'm going to transfer. I'm going to just simplify it further. Let's just write 3 multiplied by 16 here, which is going to be equal to 48. 8 3 is 24x. 3 multiplied by x square, 3x square. We have got 28x here on the right hand side. I'm going to transfer all the terms on the left hand side to become 2x square, the 3x square. These two terms on the left hand side, I've just put them together. Then minus 7x square on the right hand side becomes on plus 7x square on the left hand side. Then we have minus 24x on the left hand side. I'm transferring 28x from the right hand side to left hand side. This is 28x. I'm going to transfer it on the left hand side, becomes minus 28x. Then only thing left over is 48. Plus 48 is already on the left hand side. I'm just going to write plus 48 equal to 0. So again, I'm just repeating it. 2x square plus 3x square minus 7x square on the left hand side becomes plus 7x square minus 24x, 28 on the left hand side minus 28x, 48 added is copy on the left hand side. So 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 7 is 12x square. Minus 24 minus 28 is going to be minus 52x. And then we have 48 over here. Do we have a chance to take 4 as a common here? Yes. 4 3s are 12. 52 is basically, if you divide it by 4, you get 13. And then you have 4 1s are 4 2s are 8. You can put this 4 on the right hand side, becomes 0. 4 divided by 0, 0 divided by 4 is 0. Now you have a chance to break the middle term. Can you break the middle term over here? Can you break this minus 13 into any of the expression? See, 12 3s are 36. So are there any number which we can break? Yes, we have minus 9x, minus 4x is minus 13. We got the middle term breaking here. Minus 13x is broken into minus 9x minus 4x. We got 3x common. I got x minus 3 here. I got a minus 4 common. I got x minus 3 here equal to 0. I got the two terms, two brackets, x minus 3 and 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. I got x minus 3 equal to 0 and 3x minus 4 equal to 0. So you've got the value of x, which is 3. I got the value of x is equal to 4 by 3. Once I got the value of x, I'm going to find out the value of y. How I'm going to find out the value of y? I'm going to put this x value in the equation number 3 here. Let's just copy out this equation number 3. Put x equal to 3 here and then put x equal to 4 by 3 here. Got y value 1. Take the LCM. There's 1. In the denominator of 4, we got 3 as LCM. So 1 3 is 3, 4 3 are 12, 3 1 is 3, 4 1 is 4. You got 4 minus 12 minus 4 is 8 by 3. So you got the combination here. You can write it like x1, y is 1, x is 4 by 3, y is 8 by 3 here. So these are going to be your answer. Moving on, in question number 9, we have the binomial topic. This one is binomial. It says find the term independent of x in this expression, in this binomial over here. So first look at the binomial. We need to find out the term. The formula to find out the term is NCR a power n minus r b power r here. So we need to know the value of n. The whole bracket power is the value of n, which is 8. The first term along with sign is the value of a. The second term along with sign is the value of b, which is 1 upon 4 x square. I'm going to put this value in the formula. So what about the value of r? We don't know the value of r right now. So I'm going to put it like NCR 8CR a power, a means 2 x square whole bracket power n minus r is going to be 8 minus r. B 1 upon 4x square power r. I'm going to put it like that 8CR as it is. Now we don't know the value of r over here. So how do we find the term independent of x? Now coming back to the term independent of x, they are basically asking a term in which there is no x, or you can say the x power is 0. So according to this question, we have x in both of these terms. We cannot judge the value of r directly. We cannot do the head and trial method directly to get the value of r, where we get the x power 0 after simplification. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to separate all the terms here. Like we have 2 power 8 minus r over here as well. We have x square power 8 minus r as well. We have 1 power r as well. We have 4 power r as well. And we have x square power r here as well. I'm going to put all the non-x terms one side and the x terms on the one side. Like I'm putting 2 power 8 minus r over here. I got 1 power r on the numerator, so I got both of these terms without x. I got 4 power r in the denominator, right? So I put it over here. I got x power 2 into 8 minus r in the numerator. I got x square power r over here. So I just got the arrangement over here. I got all the non-x terms over here and all the x terms over here. I'm going to write 8CR 2 power 8 minus r 1 power r as it is upon 4r. I'm going to write it like this. Same thing. I'm going to simplify this power of x. X power 2 multiplied by 8 is 16. 2 multiplied by r is 2r. We are going to multiply this 2 with both of these terms. 8 minus r becomes 16 and 2r. This will become 8 power x power 2 into r 2r. I'm going to write the same thing. Now I'm going to do the indices over here. Indices rule is basis same power are going to be subtracted when they are divided. They are dividing. The power is going to be subtracted here. Basis same power are subtracted. You're going to x power 16 minus 4r here. What do you need at this over here? You need what power do you need over here? So this is the term over here that is going to guide you further now. Let's just mark it as a equation by a. What do we need at x over here, since we have got the single x now, and now we need to judge the value of r. So for value of r, you need to focus what do we need instead of 16 minus 4r in the power. We need x power 0. So you're going to compare the x power 16 minus 4r with the x power 0. Bases are same. We are going to equate the power. 16 minus 4r equals to 0. 16r is equal to 0. And I'll get the value of r after simplification is 4. I'm going to put this value of r over here in the whole a term. I'm just copying it down. And once you put this value of r over here, (8c4) 2 power 8 minus 4, 1 power 4 upon 4 power 4. X power 16 minus 4 into 4. So what is 8c4? You can use the calculator as well. But if calculator is not allowed, you have to do the working. It becomes HC4 is 70. 2 power 4, it is going to be 2 power 4. 1 power is anything 1. 4 power 4 16 minus 16 in the power. So 2 power 4 over here is going to be, let's just write it, 2 power 4, it is going to be 16. 4 power 4 is going to be 256 into x power 0 here. So 70 into 16 divided by 256, you got 35 by 8, x power 0 is 1. So this is the term independent of x. This is going to be a final answer here. Moving on to question number 10, the last question of this worksheet. It says find the coefficient of x cube in the expansion this. They're not asking for the whole expansion. They just need a term in which you have x cube and they need the coefficient of that term. So I'm going to just copy this down. 1 minus 2x power 7. We're going to find out the term coefficient involving x cube. We know the formula NCR, a power n minus r, b power r. So according to this, we need the value of n, which is 7. We need the value of a, which is 1. We need the value of b, which is minus 2x. Now, what is the value of r? Since we don't know in which term we have x cube over here, we don't know about it. In which we don't know which term has x cube. See, similarly in this question as well, we don't know which term has x power 0. That's why we don't know the value of r. If we know the term number in which we have x power 0, 1 less than the term number is going to be the value of r. 1 less than the term number is going to be the value of r. But we don't know which term has x power 0. We don't know which term has x cube over here. Which term has x cube? We don't know this. So r is basically 1 less than the term number. So since we don't know the term number, we cannot have the value of r right now. So what we are going to do, we are just going to put the value of n over here, 7c, r remains same. The value of a is 1, n minus r, 7 minus r over here, b 2x minus r. Now, since we have only one x over here in the second term, in the b value, we can use the hidden trial method. We can just put the value of r directly over here. We know this. If we put the value of r equals to 3 here, we'll get x cube. We know this. If we put the value of r over here, r3 here, we get the x cube over here after simplifying it. There is no other x over here. So we don't need to worry about it for any other working here. Just put the value of r equals to 3. The 7c3, you can find out with the help of calculator as well. And if calculator is not allowed, you're going to use the formula of the NCR. It becomes 35, 1 power anything is 1, minus 2 power 3 is minus 8, x cube. You got 35 into minus 8, you got minus 20, x cube. So coefficient of x cube minus 20. You just need the coefficient, not the whole term. Now they have got 3 plus 4x and 1 minus 2x power 7. They're asking us, just copy it down again. In this part 2, they're asking us what is the coefficient of x cube in this. They need the coefficient of x cube in this. Coefficient of x cube and in a combine of this binomial. So we know this, okay, we cannot multiply these two binomials right now because we have power 7 in the second binomial. We need to expand this binomial. We'll get 8 terms here. But why do we need to find out 8 terms? Let's just use the logic that after multiplication, we are just interested in x cube. After final multiplication, we are just interested in the terms which contain x cube. So 3 multiplied by what term of this bracket of this expansion? 3 multiplied by what term of this expansion will result into a x cube? Sir, 3 multiplied by x cube term will result into a final x cube term. 4x multiplied by what term result of this expansion will result into a x cube term? So the term containing x square over here, when it multiplies with the 4x, it will give you the x cube term. So for this expansion, we just need two terms, the term containing x cube and the term containing x square. And on the previous chart, we already know this, the term containing 2x cube is minus 280 here. So we got minus 280, the x cube term. We just need x square term over here of this expansion. We don't need the whole eight terms. You don't need the whole 8 terms after expansion. Just need x cube term and the x square term. The term containing x cube and the term containing x square. So we are going to copy this formula. We don't have to do anything further. Just copy this. We have already done this part for the term containing x square, term involving x square. We are going to put r is equals to here. So you got 7c2 minus 2x power 2. So 7c2 is going to give you 21. 1 power is anything is 1. Minus 2 power 2 is 4, and this is going to be x square. So you're going to have 21 into 4. It is going to be 84 x square. So we got the term containing or involving x square over here, which is 84 plus 84. So we don't need all the 8 terms. We don't need all the 8 terms of the expansion. We just need these 2 terms. Only these 2 terms will result into a x cube after multiplying it by 3 plus 4x. So what I'm doing here, just multiplication. 3 multiplied by 280x cube. It is going to be 840 x cube minus, and 4x multiplied by 84 x square. So 4 multiplied by 84 is going to be 336 x cube. X multiplied by x square is x cube, and it is going to be plus. So we got the 2 terms of x cube, minus 840 plus 336. It will give me minus 504 x cube. So coefficient of x cube in this binomial, product of the binomial, is minus 504. This is going to be a final answer. Now this is the end of the worksheet. We have revised the 4 topics with the help of all these 10 questions. I hope you understand all these questions. Just do these questions by yourself and check out your answer with this video. If you need any help, if you want the answer of any question, just comment down and let me know. And if you find anything difficult, just comment it down and let me know. For more videos like this, just subscribe to my channel and like, share and comment. Thank you.